Hello guys, this is Pap from Pap back at it again. Sorry for my messy hair, I just got out of the shower, but this was the right time to show you actually to record this video. And as you may have seen from the thumbnail, I'm talking about, I think, the last deck that I will bring for the DV range stuff. I'm not gonna bring you a Salamangreat version. I do not have all the cards that I had to farm from Soul Burner yet, so maybe when I'll get all of them. Actually, Soul Burner has been a little bit, a little bad to me. Like, it literally does not want to drop any of his cards. So when I'll get them, maybe I'll try something. Of course, do not expect the classic version of Salamangreat. I will try something spicy, as I always like to do. But today I'm with Playmaker and AI because I actually find something interesting. This is a very nice version, as you will see. Personally, I really like it. Actually, it requires a couple of structures, so actually, if you can afford one at least with only gems, you could be fine, but with two, I guess it is optimal. But before jumping right into it, guys, just a quick reminder: if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it and it really helps me a lot. Let's jump right into it. So I'm here, of course, with Playmaker and AI, and the skill I'm about to use is pretty interesting, I guess. We're talking about Code Extended. So it actually synergizes with DECODE TALKER, and as you can see right there, I happen to have 3 copies of this guy, and of course you can just imagine how happy I was when I found out that I can use 3 actually not 3 but at least 2 copies of this guy. They were useful. The effect is not that bad, to be honest. I mean, it's just a targeting negation. It's like a cavalry, dark cavalry. Of course, we do not want to compare stuff, randomly, but I mean, he has negation for targeting, but the cost is a little bit, too much, because you have to tribute a monster this card points to. And because in Duel Links, as for the field of Duel Links, we can only have one monster to tribute, because of course you cannot tribute the monster your opponent controls, otherwise it would be broken. So what this thing does, basically you can select one of these guys in your extra monster zone. Actually not, it's not mandatory. It could be even your main monster zone, and you can change it to DECODE TALKER Extended. It has the same attack, same effect, but he has a different effect as a second effect. It does not negate, but if a monster this card points to is sent to the graveyard, in that battle phase, this monster can attack twice. So keep in mind that this, of course, can be an OTK because if this guy is in the extra monster zone, as a part of the skill, you can move one monster your opponent controls to the zone this card points to in order to unlock the second attack. But you can use other cards, you can also send one other monster you control that this card points to in order to activate its effect and maybe take out a couple of monsters your opponent controls. So it can be something like that, of course. And this can enable ATK, but they are not guaranteed, of course. As you know, it's just 2300, it can become 2800, but the direct attack cannot be much more than 2800, because on your field it can only point to one monster. But pretty nice skill, to be honest. And this is the deck list, as you can see right there. We have stuff from the structure deck. I'm not talking about this little guy that was actually pretty good, to be honest. Degrade Buster. So let's actually begin with this one. What it does, you can special summon this level 7 guy, because he cannot be noble summon set. How? By banishing 2 Cyber type monsters from your graveyard, and it's really easy with link monsters and with link summon to have a couple of guys in your graveyard. So it is a pretty +1 on your field out of nowhere, and it has a pretty good quick effect. Both in yours and your opponent's turn, you can banish one monster. You can target one monster your opponent controls with higher attack than this card and banish it until the end phase. This is pretty nice, as you will see in the replays. It's basically another, way to interrupt your opponent. Of course, it will not work with every deck, because there are some decks that do not rely on monsters that have higher attack than this guy, but it's really spicy to have. Then we have Double Dots Caper, free-to-play reward from Playmaker and AI. The effect is just once per duel, but it's pretty cool. If this card is sent to the graveyard, or if it's banished, you can special summon this card. So basically, this card and another Cyber type monster allow you to have to go into a link 3 summon, because you go into a link 2 and then this guy comes back, and there you go, you have your link 3. Then we have Balancer Lord, that is actually a reward from a Playmaker in AI at the gate, of course. You normal summon this guy, you can pay 1000 life points, and boom, you can normal summon another Cyber type monster. That's pretty nice. And also, if this card is banished, you can special summon one level 4 lower monster from your hand, and this synergize with the summon of the Great Buster, because you can banish the Balancer Lord to summon the Great Buster, thus to trigger its effect and special summon another monster from your hand. Then we have the main monster right here. This is from the box, Lady Debug. If this card is normal or special, you can just add the one level 3 or lower Cyber type monster, basically everyone right here except the Balancer Lord and the Great Buster. Then we have the Backup Secretor. It was a reward from the new world release, and it can be I think it is a reward of leveling up. Yes, Playmaker on a high, there you go. And last but not least, Microcoder. This is instead from the Structure deck. Pretty nice, because this guy does not need to be on the field in order to be used for a link summon. Of course, only if you're going into a Cold Talker monster, into a Cold Talker summon. And he has a couple of effects. If this card is used for a link summon of a Cold Talker, you can add a Signet Spell Trap card, and the target this time is gonna be Cross Swipe. It's basically a popper. You can tribute one Cyber type monster and you pop a card on the field. It can be either face up or face down, trap, spell card, or monster. We don't care. But if this card is used as a link summoner, but it was on the field when it was sent to the graveyard, you can also add a Cyber's monster instead. So level 4, so you can basically add either the Balancer Lord or the Lady Debug. Then we have the double cross swipe, just a couple, because this is searchable with Microcoder pretty easily, because it can be searched if Microcoder is from the hand, so really nice. Monster Reborn, broken for link summon. And then we have Treacherous, and you're gonna ask why, because we play 3 traps, but this trap is recorded alive, a pretty busted trap to be honest. Because this card you can target one link 3 Cyber's link monster you control or that is in your graveyard, you banish it, and if you do, special summon one Cold Talker from your extra deck. So basically any of these: Decode, Encode, Power Code, and nothing else, I guess. So one of these 3. And also it has another effect. If you have no monster in your extra monster zone, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one of the banished Cold Talker monsters, special summon it. Of course, the first effect allows you to have a target for the second one. That's why this card is really good, to be honest. And also, if your opponent happens to destroy this without using the first effect, you can always banish a link 3 monster with your Great Buster summon in order to have a target among your banished monster for your Recoded Lives effect from the graveyard. So that's pretty nice, to be honest. And I really like this card. I really feel safe, because even if they pop it, once they clear my field, I'm gonna have no monsters in my extra monster zone, and I can use this effect. So it was pretty nice. For the extra deck instead, we have a couple of Decode Talker, a couple of Encode Talker. Can be nice to go over a monster that has higher attack than our monsters. Pretty nice, because you can basically make him on one of the monsters this card points to gain the attack of that monster. So that's pretty nice. You basically need 2 monsters, of course. And then we have Power Cold Talker, that is a level up reward. This card as well can be something nice to go for a higher attack guy. This guy can be 4600 simply by tributing a card a monster this card points to. Then we have Food Link to Cold Talker, just to trigger the effect of Microcoder even if we do not go into a link 3 summon. and then the effect is not that good. I mean, it can be destroyed, but only if he points to a monster. Then we have Honeybot, pretty nice. Of course, only as, you know, once that you have already a monster in your extra monster zone because of his link arrows. And last but not least, one Brood Enforcer can be nice to pop some, you know, tough to face card your opponent controls, maybe a Necro Volley, you know. So pretty nice tech to use sometimes. And guys, this is the deck list. Pretty fun to play, to be honest. I really enjoyed it, and I went from Legend rank 1 to 2, then I stopped because I wanted to test some other decks. And there you go, guys. This is all about the deck list. I hope it didn't take too much, and we can jump right into the replays. Here we go, my boys. First replay against Ishizu. Let's see what we have presents. And it's us to begin, so we have a pretty good hand. Actually not that good, unfortunately. So I just began with the microcoder summon, then backup secretary into cold talker. Why? Because we want to trigger the effect of a microcoder, and now because he was on the field, we can actually add a monster to our hand. The Cyber's level 4. It is of course the Lady T-Bug, and then I went straight away with the special summon of the Great Buster, of course, into the monsters or these card points, so at least the Cold Talker cannot be destroyed by battle, and then we can just set our cross swipe. Pretty nice card because it is of course a quick effect. It's got the Typhoon, unfortunately, so goodbye to our cross swipe. It's got Necro Volley thrown, and there you go. We have Gravekeepers right here. So Necro Volley to begin with, then a Spiritualist into a Supernaturalist that is bigger because he has the Oracle. But as soon as he enters the battle phase, I can just use the Great Buster's effect because this guy's attack was higher than 2500. Banish it until the end of phase, and he loses his boost. So that's pretty good. Then it has to go. Oh, don't mind Link Slayer. I was playing Link Slayer in this deck to test before, instead of Balancer Lord, but the optimized version of course wants Balancer Lord. So I added my microcoder, then the Link Summon with the Card Talker right there into Decode Talker, and at this point I can use the skill. Actually, I can add another back row right there. So as you can see right there, in the most positive case scenario, we can end up with a Decode Talker, a Great Buster, so basically have a targeting negation, a removal until the end phase, and a quick play spell to pop a card. So that's pretty nice as a deck, you know. Could extend it to go, you know, to have double the attack. We have also a couple of monsters, so there was nothing you could do. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Second duel, my boys, interrupting in an 8 win streak. That was pretty nice. So it's us to begin, not, you know, a very good hand. We had to go with Lady Debug, handing a microcoder, and then I just went with triple set, a couple of cross swipe, and the Recorded Alive that is a dead card right now, right? So he's got the Typhoon to begin with, targeting one of the cross swipe, then he uses the effect of Mellow Madonna. As soon as he pays the cost, I went for the cross swipe to tribute my Lady Debug and pop his Mellow Madonna. He went for the double second, popping my Recorded Alive. That's fine. He's got Sealed Thumbs, but that is not a problem to me, just a set monster, so I guess he would be one of those Abyssal guys that can be destroyed, or that when it's destroyed you let you special summon or adding summons into your hand, so we have to be careful about that. So another Recorded Alive, unfortunately, is not something we need, and only with microcoder it's better to keep it in our hand. He's got the attack of this guy, Sassy Rocky, and in fact this guy cannot be destroyed once, so we were lucky to get another Lady Debug to have a backup secretary. Secretary, then we went for the special summon of the Secretary, Link Summon Tree, because we can use the microcoder from our hand in order to summon the Decode Talker. So now code extended, but that was a mistake, and you know why? Because this guy can't be destroyed the first time, so you know I can't trigger the effect of the Decode Talker extended, so not a good move right now. It's got the Abyss script to pop it, and here comes my mistake. I should have let him pop this guy and keep my Recorded Alive, because I use this on the targeting moment, I can summon this guy, but now he knows that I have it and he puts this in defense position. Instead, I should have let him pop it and then he will have tried to attack with his own Sasiroki, and in the battle phase I should have used my Recoded Alive to summon this guy, so that, you know, I had this guy in attack position. So this was definitely a mistake. It's our turn though. We have the Decode Buster. It's like a destiny draw in this case. We can just attack once and then twice. It's got the effect of Sasiroki to summon the Wild Hope from his hand. So now we have basically the removal with the Great Buster and the negation of a targeting effect with Decode Talker. It's got Mellow Madonna once again, and as you can see right there, that cost me actually a risk to lose, because now if I'd let him have the guy in attack position, and if I had played carefully, now he would have had enough life points to activate the effect of Mellow Madonna. So actually pay attention to how a little misplay can lead to a bigger trouble. So it's got the Tinkle Liller Star right there to use the Pendulum Summon into actually triple guys right there, and but he didn't do nothing. Actually, as soon as he entered the battle phase, I can just remove the big boy with the Great Buster, and I'm chilling. And now I went with another misplay, because I used the Great Buster's effect, and that's fine right there. Actually, it's not this turn. The next turn I'm gonna mess up, we can say. So he went with the Dark Rebellion. As soon as he summoned him, I just used the Great Buster's effect to remove the other one, because now that I used the effect of the Dark Rebellion Dragon, I can use the TALKER effect to negate and destroy Rebellion Dragon. That was pretty nice. Then the big boy comes back in the end phase, and now I summon Microcoder and then the backup secretary. I don't know why I did this, there was no point. And also I summoned this guy there, then Microcoder had a Lady Debug. I needed the cross swipe, and then I went with the Incout Talker. That was not the correct move, because now I cannot have another monster on the field. I should have actually used the Microcoder from my hand and not summon him, so that now I will have had my normal summon to get advantage from the effect of the Incoat Talker, you know, and at this point I would have won. But this was another misplay. Luckily for me, he went for the Breeding Forcer to pop the Incoat Talker. That's fine. Then he attacked, but I have my Recode Alive from the graveyard, so I can summon this guy back, and there's nothing he can do. And now at this point there's really nothing, because I just set my monster. He has a couple of guys in attack position. There's nothing he can activate. I felt no delay for his back row. That's how you do it, my boys. Actually, not exactly like this. Do it a little bit better. Do like I said. There you go, my boys. Third duel, my boys. Fourth win in a row, and interrupting a 3-win streak in the rank up. It's us to begin. As you can see right there, a Volunteer Lord to summon the Lady Debug. So we have a search. We went for the backup secretary, then I went for the backup secretary summon to go into Decode Talker. As you can see right there, I left the spot the Decode Talker points to in order to have something to tribute in case of needing a targeting negation. Then the effect of Microcoder to add a cross swipe, and then the Great Buster special summon. So look at this, we have a targeting negation, we have a removal until the end phase, and a pop right there. That was pretty nice. Sees Galaxy to begin with, Shuffle Reborn to summon the big boy right there, but at this point, toggle on, the Great Buster says no thank you. Then he's got the Galaxy Wizard at this point, just cross swipe to pop it, and there's nothing more he can do. He went with the Shuffle Reborn's effect to draw an extra card, and then in the end phase, the Galaxy Eyes comes back, but at this point, I can just use the Great Buster's effect once again and just go for lethal. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Fifth win in a row against Shark. Let's see what we've got. It's him to begin, and he has Ice Barrier. Pretty nice to see still. Revealer to go into the Tuna, then the Speaker into Ravenous Croco Dragon first turn, just to have, of course, he has a back row, and of course the effect of the Croco Dragon to discard 2 and pop a card. So I went with the Lady Debug to have my Recorder. At this point, link summon into card Talker, and then microcoder to have my quick play spell, but I used the other one to pop the Kraken's Dragon, and at this point I can banish 2 to go into the DECODE Buster, of course, as you can see right there. And then keep in mind that I banished the card Talker, because now if he pops my Recorded Alive, I have a target from my banished monsters. Keep in mind that. So I just started attacking at this point, and no signals from the back row. He's got the Mystical Space Typhoon on my Recorded Alive. That was a pretty nice call. Then he's got the Freezing Chain to summon the Revealer, and at this point Recorded Alive to activate the effect of Recorded Alive, because I do not have the effect, a monster in the extra zone, luckily for me, but he's got the Treacherous Trap Hole. So I had to chain my cross swipe to tribute one of those monsters that was targeted by the Treacherous, and there you go. No synchro summon for you, another back row, but I have plenty of stuff. Another Destiny draw with the Great Buster, debug to have a Secretary. Then I went with the Secretary summon, banished 2. The Great Buster is here, and I just attacked with 3 monsters. As you can see right there, there was nothing you could do. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Last but not least, my boys, against Odeon. Let's see what we have. It's got the Samurai Skull, it's Shiranui right there, a couple of back rows, ideal turn 1 for Shiranui. We have the Balancer Lord to begin with, it's got the Bottomless, but when the Balancer Lord is banished, it let me special summon a monster from my hand. Duellinks is here, then backup Secretary special summon, link summon into DECODE Talker, but because we used the Scaper, we now have a monster to summon. Actually, something it is pretty interesting right here, because now we have a monster to tribute in case we need a targeting negation. Then we have Code Extending instead. I just went for the attack. I knew he had something right there. That's why I kept my Signet Crosswipe in my hand. So as soon as you activate Fiendish Chain, I can just chain my Signet Crosswipe to pop my Duellinks and of course pop the Fiendish Chain. So I get attacked twice. Unfortunately, it is not enough for my to have lethal. It's got the top tier draw with the Shiranui Solitaire, so it's gonna have the full combo right there in front of me. It's gonna have, as you can see right there, the level 8 Shogun Saga, and then the effect to boost it up, but instead he decided to go into Sun Saga. At this point I went with my Recorded Alive because I need something to banish, you know, to have my Talker monster among the banished section. So that's fine, he attacked, but he still does not have lethal as me. So let's see what we draw. Monster Reborn, look at that. So begin with Recorded Alive to summon our DECODE Talker Extended, then Monster Reborn into the microcoder. At this point, link summon into card Talker. We're not done yet. Microcoder to add the Lady Debug. Now Lady Debug to add the backup Secretary. Actually stay with me with this combo. Then link summon into NCAD Talker. NCAD Talker now can use the effect to boost himself up. I special summon my backup Secretary because I control the Cyber Style monster. I attack with backup Secretary, use the effect of NCAD Talker. I take no damage from this battle, and also my NCAD Talker, or one monster this card points to, gets all the attack from the Shogun Saga. Look at that. I do not care that you do not get destroyed. I have lethal with NCAD Talker. That was an anime move. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. So that was pretty nice. I really had a lot of fun playing this deck. So of course, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Keep in mind, of course, I told you guys I still I'm struggling finding the times, the correct times to record and upload stuff on the channel. Soon in the next weeks, I'm gonna find a balance, and I'm gonna be a little bit more consistent with the uploads. But from now on, I think I'm gonna focus on the on revisiting all decks that got the extra monster draw, and above all the extra slot in the extra deck. So We're gonna see some blue eyes, of course, because of the unlimiting. We're gonna see some Stardust. We're gonna see some heroes after the ban list. So we're gonna see some of this stuff in the next days, for the next videos. Stay tuned for that. Of course, let me know in the comment section down below if you want to see something, and if I do have the cards, of course, I'm gonna be happy to make a spicy deck list if I can come up with it. And guys, that was all for today's videos. I hope I didn't bother you too much. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.